Have you been wondering when to start paid ads? Do you kind of feel like should you use paid advertising at all? When should you start using them? If you should start using them, are they worth it? Paid ads can be scary, needless to say. A lot of people can get a bit freaked out about using them. So, inside of this episode, I want to do a bit of demything for you and share some things that have been quite shocking to me that I've heard from other coaches and stuff as advice. And I want to just discuss that a bit today and help you to better make an informed decision that's right for you and help you to see is paid advertising right for you and when might be beneficial for you to start using it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Do stick around for this whole video because I'm going to give you an awesome free resource as well and something else to let you know about that might help you with this. But in the meantime, welcome to this week's episode of the Brilliantly You Business Show. Really happy to have you here. My name is Jenny Stevens, in case we're meeting for the first time, and I help coach and train other online business owners to be able to utilize social media and online methods to attract their perfect clients. I help you with all the technical stuff that goes with all of this content marketing and online stuff and helping you do it with confidence. So I help actually remove people's limiting beliefs so that you can be that true, confident person, so you can be the best version of you. So you'll get lots of great tips on how to show up online confidently and help you get more sales and impact that you want to make in the world. What do you think about paid ads? Do they scare you? Have you done them before? So many people have either tried them and they're like, paid ads don't work for me. They don't work. And the truth is, they do work, but you need to know what you're doing. And some people either start too soon or they feel like they need to wait. So I want to share something that I've seen several times in Facebook groups when I see this question come up, should I use paid ads? How do I use them and that kind of thing? When should I start using them for my business? I have seen people give advice to say, wait until you've got to six figures. Now, to me, this seems baffling. And the reason it seems baffling to me is because it can take a long time to get to six figures. I'm on my way, but I'm not there yet. And it's been 7 years, and there's been a lot of nearly there and then drop down. There's been a lot of things that's kind of come into that journey. And I've used paid ads. And if I hadn't of, I think it would have been, it's going to be even further away. And I'm going to talk a bit about that today with you. And the end of the day, I will just say there is no cookie cutter. You've got to do it this way. Because the end of the day, all this shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you've got to do what's right for you. You've got to do what's right for your business and your budget. I'm going to talk about some of those sort of pros and cons and things that can help you to see, are paid ads right for me now or maybe soon in your journey? But I'd started learning about paid ads back in, when was it? End of 2015. So like 6 years ago, which is crazy. And it truly was the biggest game changer, learning about paid ads with automation and funnels and just really being able to build an email list. That whole strategy, which is obviously more than just the paid ad side, completely changed my life. It can change my business. And I actually started making money for the first time, like proper money, not just a couple of £100 a month from commissions back when I was in direct sales. And the thing when it comes to paid ads is there is really no right or wrong time to start, but certainly I wouldn't necessarily would say that it would need to wait until you get to six figures, because for some people that might take them, some people might get there in a year, some people it might take them 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. The end of the day, it's got to be about, does it support what you've done? So I'm going to give you some tips on that today. You're either going to pay with time or money. Now, if you are short on time and you don't have much time to do all the organic stuff, then you might want to consider start using paid ads soon. There is a caveat, which I'll let you know about in a sec. Or if you're short on time, you might be in a better financial situation to utilize some of your budget to invest in paid ads. Or if you are really, if your budget is super tight, but maybe you've got a bit more time or you're willing to invest more time to start growing things, then it can maybe be put on hold. So back in 2015, when I started, let's say right at the end, it was like December, I invested in mentorship and started learning about how to really learn proper marketing skills, start utilizing really how to attract people to me, how to create great content and attract people, and then kind of vamp it up with ads. And so I've spent thousands of pounds on ads, and equally I've made thousands of pounds in commissions because I was doing a lot of affiliate marketing back then. And it's only really been the last few years where I've sort of focused a little bit more on my own products and courses and services and stuff like that. But for several years, I was really focused on promoting other people's stuff, which was a really great way to begin because I had a proven offer with a proven, sales page and all of that kind of stuff, proven funnel. And that was a really great way to be able to do one step at a time. Because if you're trying to do it all, it can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. The end of the day, I think a lot of people do get confused or they feel like just starting to use paid ads is going to be the answer. And this is where that caveat comes in. Because if you've been considering using paid ads with Facebook, is where a lot of people will do ads. And that's been my journey with paid ads. I really want to try out soon TikTok ads and stuff like that. It's just not, again, it's sort of on my to-do list. So I'm not quite there yet. I did set up a TikTok ad account recently, but been very busy recently. So it's on my things I want to try out. When it comes to paid ads, though, you do need to have some basic skills there first, because otherwise that's where you get these people that say ads don't work. It's because they don't really know what they're doing. And it is a skill set. It's a skill set that you need to learn and develop. And ads is all about testing. I recommend if you're either you can't invest in the financial part of ads. And the cool thing is, you don't have to spend, thousands every month. You can get started for as little as like $5 a day. It doesn't need to be much. But for a $5 a day isn't going to give you, six figures every month. But you need to have some of those core skill sets there first. So you still need to utilize organic methods because Facebook has changed so much over the years. When I first started using paid ads back in 2015, it was so easy and it was so cheap to be able to get leads and sales. I mean, ridiculous, I think I literally spent about £250 on an ad and I made about $4,000. It was crazy. Nowadays, it's not so easy, unfortunately, because there's a lot more people utilizing it. But the key is to be able to know how to write a compelling post that's going to get people's attention, that's going to get them to read, and it's going to get them to click to your next step. It is going to take practice. It is going to take having a bit of a proven process that you can go through. And you've got to be willing to test. And essentially, it's a bit like investing in anything. You've kind of got to be able to go into using paid ads thinking that, okay, the money that I'm going to use for this, I'm okay with losing because it is going to take practice. But my God, once you get things working, it's amazing. So you do need to focus still on organic stuff because nowadays, especially with Facebook and probably Instagram as well, it's like this ecosystem. They work together. You need to have natural organic engagement with paid stuff. You can't just set up a Facebook page, have like one post on there and never post again and expect your ads to do really well. That's just not the case. Facebook is probably going to penalize you for being lazy at the end of the day. And that's the reality. So you've got to kind of make things work together, which is really nice. And it's good because it helps you be real and be a human first, which is what platforms want. It's what social media is about being social. So, but the cool thing is that you can have a really nice combination of things so that things work really beautifully together. So with organic, like I say, it's about you can use that time if you're not ready to start using paid ads yet, or if you haven't quite got the skills yet, and ask yourself, if I do a post, am I getting any engagement? Are people watching my videos? Might be your stories. Are they commenting because they want to know more? If the answer is no, then I'd say hold fire on the paid stuff and focus on practicing writing effective and compelling posts. Practice and get used to making consistent content. Create, having consistent conversations with people. Carve out a bit of time in your day to comment and like other people on their posts. So you've got that two-way thing. And practice. It's the beauty of ads is you can essentially, almost test them a little bit on a smaller scale for free with your Facebook or your Instagram. And again, these can be the case for any platform. It's, transferable skill. So practice your copywriting first. Get some engagement going. Get some sales going so that you can be able to write those posts that are going to have people commenting and liking and being like, oh my God, I need to hear this today. Or thank you so much. Or can you tell me more about this? Woohoo, that's what you want. Try and then get people into Messenger and have a conversation to then take things further if that's what you want to do. You need to make sure that you've got an offer that you feel great about. You need to make sure that you can have a way to generate leads. Because in a way, you don't want to just have an ad running and have, hundreds of people commenting, and then you're burning out and you're exhausted from all these one-to-one messenger conversations. So having a way that you can automate your lead generation, and that's why I love using list building. This is a big part of what I teach and help people with, and I love it because it changed changed my life. That then, and then if you can have a way that can then lead people to your offer, then great. You've got the foundation there. And then that's when you can start going, okay, I've got a bit of sort of confidence in this process and in this way to be able to generate leads and in this offer that I can now start ramping things up. So I will say, just try not to let paid ads scare you. Maybe you had a go and you tried that boost button. Now I'm going to say the boost button isn't always that effective. So you do need to know how to use things. You need to be able to know how to assess and evaluate your ads. You need to be able to know, how do I know if they're working or not? And there's metrics that you can be able to look at and read that. And again, that's another skill set. So get some of those basics there first. If you're not ready with either your budget or, again, and put not or, but and. So if you're either doing organic methods right now and you're hearing crickets, then I wouldn't say to go and start doing paid ads yet. Focus in on your skill set. Focus on practicing writing or making videos. You need to have, it can be a mixture of both. Get some engagement going. So I can put this post up, and if you get a few comments, you know that you're on the right track. Make sure you've got an offer that you feel great about. And then it's a case of testing. So then if you're like, do you know what? I'm getting some results, and it doesn't have to be loads. It certainly doesn't need to be, you've got to be making 6 figures a year before you start doing paid ads. I mean, my God, because a lot of people, it's the paid ads that's going to help them get there. So I was doing, like I've mentioned, I've been doing paid ads for 6 years. And last year with COVID and my income dramatically dropped suddenly. And it was a bit like, oh God, I had to cut right back on my budget. And I really decided to double down more on organic for a while. And it was a bit of a mixture of things. It wasn't just about money, but it was also because I was going through a bit of a transition myself in what I was wanting to offer. I really redefined what I wanted to do, who I wanted to work with, my messaging, all that kind of stuff. It was a bit of a rebrand in a way. So I wanted to make sure that I had these things in place that I mentioned. I wanted to make sure that I had a lead magnet, a lead generator that was going to work, that then could lead into an offer that I felt great about. And those things sometimes can take time, more so the offer side of things. And now I'm at that point, like nearly a year later, 11 months, where I've been testing a lot of things. And now I can start using paid ads again and start just, again, it's going to take a little bit of, things are always changing, seeing, okay, what's still working right now, trying out different things like TikTok and whatnot. But I wouldn't have felt as confident putting out things straight away without getting some of those foundations there first. And I know that for most of my ads I can create, they're going to, again, I've got a proven structure that I go through when it comes to writing an ad. There's things that I will test straight away. So it cuts down that time limit. But when you're new, again, it's a case of testing, tweak, test, and everything is test, evaluate, test, evaluate. And it's kind of fun because it becomes a bit of a game. So the cool thing is that, having a proven structure to go through to help write ads, knowing how to understand all the metrics that come with it, and how to use ads effectively is really going to help you. And this is part of what I cover in some of my courses and in my one-to-one program, is helping you create all the assets that go with it and have that copywriting thing. So if you want any information, if you'd like to learn more about what I've got for you, I'll put any resources in the show notes of this episode so you can take a little look. Or if you want to have a chat with me to see how I can help you, please feel free to message me and we can have a chat. It's a case of, it's not a straightforward this or this. If you are now already getting some engagement, you're getting some results with your organic methods, then it's going to be a case of, okay, are you ready to take that step? Have you got some budget? Ideally you want at least £5 a day, at least, if not 10, ideally to start with. So that's £300 or dollars, whatever, currency you're in, to start off with. You're not going to want to go straight in and spend, even if you've got a shit ton of money, I wouldn't recommend start going in at like £100 a day. Because again, you don't want to just waste it and mess it up, piss money out of the water. You want to make sure that you've got those basic skills there first. And it doesn't mean it's going to take you a year to get there. It can be, again, if you've got that basic stuff there first, then you should be able to start getting results pretty quickly. It's just a case of having that structure and process and help to go with it to shorten that time frame. And the beauty of when you do use paid ads, when you're ready, is it takes a load off. And that was what changed things for me. I was working a full-time job, building my business as the side hustle, really wanting to be able to get out of my job and do this full-time. And I know I wouldn't have been able to have done it as quickly as I did without paid advertising. I know I wouldn't have. It would have probably taken me another maybe few years, because I was limited on time. But I had some disposable income from my salary, from my job, that meant I could invest in paid ads. And that was the great part of the journey for me. For you, you might not have the budget, but maybe you've got a bit of time, or you're willing to sacrifice time in order to do more of the organic stuff. And that's great. But there will come a time where you're going to have to get a bit uncomfortable and just have a go. I love the fact that I can have this system running 24/7, bringing me leads and sales while I'm sleeping, while I'm making my videos and doing other things that need more of my time than faffing around, spending loads of time messaging people one-on-one, because you're never going to be able to reach the same amount of people manually as you can with paid ads. I also know lots of people that have been hugely successful without them. So again, it's not like they're the answer that's going to be the oracle that's going to save your life kind of thing. It is going to be what's right for you. I've got plenty of friends that have built 6-7-figure businesses just with organic methods, which is great. For me personally, I just know I'd rather utilize a bit of my money and have more of that predictability and consistency with things, than using so much time, because it is exhausting. I've really enjoyed the last year, like just almost going back to basics a little bit, refreshing some of those skills, diving into things a bit more, testing as I was again transitioning and evolving, creating the show. But I must admit, it has been a little bit tiring doing a lot more organic stuff. And so I know for me personally, and it might be for you, or you might love the organic stuff. But again, it is about creating if you want to utilize paid, it is recommended that you kind of have the two things come together. It's not just kick off an ad and just never do anything again, because you will find that you will get penalized, because it is about being social. So this is just kind of something for you to think about. Ask yourself those questions. Are you, have you got a way to be able to evaluate your own organic methods? If you're not using a business profile, on Facebook or Instagram, then you're not going to be able to see anything apart from just if you do get any likes or comments. So at least make sure that you've got a business page on Facebook and you've got a business page or profile or whatever it's called on Instagram, because then you get insights and you get to see the stuff that's working and the stuff that's not. And that's really going to help you. If you're getting engagement, great. If you're a bit like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start, then do get some help. If you want to be able to know, okay, I've got an offer that's working really well. I am getting some sales. I've got a way to be able to generate leads. I've got no idea how much it's going to cost me, or what the potential of earning, or how many, if I want to get from 5 figures to 6 figures a year, or 6 figures to multiple 6 figures and 7, what's that going to take? I've got a fab resource for you. So again, I'll put everything in the show notes for you, but I just want to let you know about this little mini course that I've got called Funnel Mapping Lightly. And it helps you just to be able to plan out and map out what your funnel, which is a process basically that's going to take people from stranger to becoming a lead and actually start growing your email list. And then you can then make that offer, what that looks like. And there's different types of funnels that you can create depending on your business. You might have a lead magnet. You might want people to apply to work with you, whatever's, again, right for you and your business. So it helps show you the different types of funnels with templates that you can take away. It helps you to plan out what that might look like in that process. And I've got a fab little calculator spreadsheet in there, which I freaking love. It's so good. And it literally, you can plug in your numbers. You can say, right, I want 10 sales this month, or 20 or 50 or whatever. And it will help show you how much potentially you would need to spend on paid ads if you were utilizing it to its fullest, kind of thing, as almost like the main way of you getting leads and sales. And you can then see exactly what that breakdown is going to be. So you can literally then, how much you need to spend each day or each month. How many leads you need to get in order to get those sales. So it's absolutely amazing. And people have loved it, people that have gone through it. So if you're interested in getting that mini course, it's super affordable. It's only about, I think, 3 or 4 modules long. But you can go to jennystevenscoaching.com/FML and you can go and grab that. It's only £47, so it's nothing. So go and grab that. It's a really great way just to see, even just if you're new to funnels as well, how can this help you? Go and grab that. Or if you want more of a one-to-one help with really diving into this and developing this system, then I do have spots open now for my one-to-one program. It's an application process. So if you're interested in working closely with me, where we get to work on lots of things to really help you leverage your talents and have a great offer that you love, redefining your brand, we work on your mindset to help with your self-trust so that you can trust yourself and your capabilities. And then we sort out this whole ecosystem that you can create. So if you're interested in that as well, let me know. You can message me and you can see if you qualify for that. And so there's going to be 3 resources for you that you can get. There's a limited time access to the replay of my masterclass that I did 2 nights ago. So this is only available for a limited time. So again, I'll put the link to that in the show notes for you. So you can, if you haven't gone through that yet, you can go through that. And again, this just kind of starts showing about what this ecosystem looks like, that you can then take it and ramp it up to basically write your own check, which is pretty cool. So I hope you found this useful. Do let me know if you've got any questions. Would love to help demyth anything that maybe you're thinking about paid ads. So again, just kind of do a bit of an audit for yourself. Look at your own content. How is it working for you? Is it working? Is it not? Do you need to maybe focus a little bit on practicing the writing process or the video process of how to take people and get them to take action? That's the key thing, is being able to write posts that get people to stop, consume, and then take action. And then once you've got that basic foundation there, then you can really take things to whatever height you want. And paid ads can be one of those options for you, but it's not exclusively for that. For me, they've helped me massively create thousands of leads, thousands of pounds worth of commissions. And it's certainly something that I love doing, but it's not for everyone. Do make sure you check out the show notes. If you're watching or listening to this on the replay, check around this episode for the link to the show notes, and all the resources of this episode that I've mentioned will be included in there as well. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next week for another episode of the Brilliantly You Business Show. Have an amazing day. Take care. Bye.